subscribe to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday morning and I've come on really early today. Usually I'm pretty lazy and I come on pretty late in the day. But today I feel happy for some reason. Maybe it's got to do with the last night, Monday Night Football, and we won, and I didn't really get to celebrate with everybody. I wanted to actually have a chat with everybody and see how everyone's feeling about that win. It was a nerve-wracking game, but first of all, let's talk about the big news, transfer news coming out. There's reports coming out that I had to bring to you because it gets me very excited. This kind of news absolutely gives me the goosebumps because I feel like we're moving in the right direction. And a player that's been linked with United, apparently there's talks going on behind closed doors at United about making a move for Van de Ven, especially if Tottenham carry on in the current form they are in. They're not going to get Champions League football. That's already more or less guaranteed. They're not going to get anywhere near Champions League football. Will he stay at Tottenham? That is the big question. He's a young centre-back, still got lots in the tank. And I think this would be a sensational signing if Man United can go and get him. Seriously, just go and make the move. This is great news. I mean, look, these are just reports. And you know what? With these reports, they can go either way. United could be linked to about 100 players, but not make a move for him. The other issue we have is Van de Ven is not simply on United's target list. It's going to be like 20 other clubs who are also going to be interested in signing Van de Ven, especially if Tottenham carry on in their current run on form and get relegated. I mean, that is a real possibility. It is a real possibility that Tottenham could get relegated. I can't believe I'm saying it. I cannot believe I'm saying it. But Tottenham look like they're in a lot of trouble, and it could just be one loss here and there, and they could be sat in the relegation zone, especially if the teams currently in the relegation zone get their shit together, right? If they get their shit together, Tottenham could be in a lot of trouble and be out of the equation. And, well, let's be honest, it's going to be a summer raid if that happens. The whole of the Tottenham squad will get sold, or most of it will, and Van de Ven will be on top of that list because he is the most highly valued centre-back in that Tottenham team. I'd argue in the Premier League right now, he's that good. I mean, we know what he's capable of. He's brilliant. Being linked to United, of course, is a given, right? Every bloody player gets linked to United. As soon as there's a possibility that they might be out, the players get linked. And I'm sure his agent is probably the one who's leaking everything. His agent is probably the one who's saying, nudge, nudge, hint, hint, Man United are interested, right? Okay, let's kind of drum up some hoo-ha. Let's drum up some PR. It's free PR for the agent. He doesn't have to do much. It's quite lazy, isn't it? It's quite lazy. Just like link him to United. And look, even if there's 50% truth in this and United have got him and have been talking about him and have got him on the radar, that for me is great news because these are the type of players that we need to be signing. I remember when Liverpool signed Van Dijk and I was like, that is a great signing. Why is nobody else going in for him? Why? You know, he was playing at Southampton, doing brilliant. And I was thinking, this guy is made for the Premier League. He's a giant. He would be really good. And then the rest is history. He's been one of the best centre-backs. I hate saying that, but because he's a Liverpool player, but he's been playing really well throughout his time there, and he's been consistently, apart from this season where he's completely fell off, but he's been consistently one of the best centre-backs in the world, not just in the Premier League. But anyway, that is the news concerning Van de Ven. I thought I'd bring it to you because I thought, look, what can I do? I have to bring it to you guys. I'll let you guys make up your own mind what you think about this. Let me know in the comments if you think it's a good move or not. Even if it happens, if it does happen, what does that mean about everybody else in the squad? We've got, of course, Len Eurohaven, and we got De Ligt. Do we need, and we got Leacher actually. And we've got Maguire, but Maguire might be on the way out. Look, I like Maguire. I think he's done brilliant for United, but I think it's time to let go. I think it's time to let go. Allow the 1-year extension. Just let him go. Go out there and sign another centre-back, another potentially very good centre-back, and Van de Ven would be that centre-back. And yesterday we heard that obviously Leach got injured for a couple of weeks. He'll be back, we're here in a couple of weeks. It's not a serious injury, it's just a knock before the Everton game, and we got Lenny Euro stepping in. Now, Lenny Euro played brilliantly. I mean, the entire United defence was brilliant. I will come on to the game in a little while, but let me just kind of cover this news on the Van de Ven, because I'm sure everyone's clicking on and reading the news on Van de Ven breaking, and we're thinking, yes, get in there, let's go and make these major signings and really start building our squad up. Especially, we'll need these players, by the way, so don't think, oh, well, why are United being linked to these? We're being linked to these players. We are seriously going to have discussions about these players if we are going to qualify for Champions League. The current squad is too light to go into the Champions League and succeed. We will need to build a bigger, better squad. And we will have to go out there and put our money where our mouth is. Now, whether Ineos do that or not is another question, but even they should have more sense in knowing that actually we qualify for Champions League. The revenue that we're going to generate is going to be huge. So let's give it our best shot. Let's go and build a squad and get up there. That's what it is all about, isn't it? Surely it's about getting up there. Anyway, that's Van de Ven news. I was planning to do another show later on this afternoon, if I can, discussing and breaking down the Everton game. But whilst I've got you here, I mean, let's just take a look back at yesterday's game. Now, my reaction was to the game was quite timid, I'd say, because I was nervous throughout the entire game. It was a really, really difficult game, and I did warn everybody before the game. I said, look, this is going to be a tricky game because Everton are in a decent run of form. They're not as shit as everyone else is thinking. This is not the Everton of old where you kind of think, oh yeah, it's an easy win, right? This Everton, David Moyes has got them working hard, and he's got everyone drilled to perfection. They're doing everything. I mean, you look at the team sheet and you think, shit, all of them, there's no one really decent in there. But they're all working hard as a team, and they're getting their results. And against United, you could feel the atmosphere in the crowd. They were just all over United. It's just like they just get hyper. We saw it against West Ham. It was like the same kind of atmosphere. When Man United turn up in town, everybody just feels like, right, this is it, the giant killing kind of thing, right? Where they all are there just cheering on their own home team to do a job on United, because that's a huge scalp to get. So I felt like the Scousers were really up for it yesterday, and it was a difficult game. I think first half I was really nervous, and I just watched it thinking, shit, this is very similar to West Ham. We're going to struggle this game. And I knew straight away, I was thinking to myself, if we get the first goal is everything in this game. Whoever gets the first goal goes on to win, because it's just going to be then a matter of just soaking up the pressure and countering them. And that Kuna ball to Mbumo to Sesko, I've had reruns and reruns. I've been watching it again and again, just watching Sesko's run. The pace, the blitz that he put on, man, he was bullet train, man. He was like a bullet train, just went past everybody and made himself available in that position. And that is what you want from your striker. Now, I was really surprised he didn't start the game last night, but again, we heard from Michael Carrick in his post-match press conference. We will cover it in a later show today on what he was saying about Sesko, not overusing him. He's got a good relationship with him. Of course, Sesko wants to start, but he feels like he's better coming off the bench right now, and he's protecting him. And I get that, and I'm hoping that that's exactly what he said to Sesko, which is, look, you're young, you've got plenty in the tank, you've got plenty of years, just do not burn out within a year or so. Don't just go out there and just put in mediocre performances and, just your confidence level drops, and then you're not going to reach. Go on there as a sub and you've got nothing to lose. You've got nothing to lose. When you go out there, no one's expecting much of him when he comes on, but when he does and he gets a goal, everyone's raving on about Sesko and he's making the headlines, and that's what you want. And his confidence is increasing and increasing, and by the time you know it, he's playing first team football, but he's firing on all cylinders. I've been saying this to you guys. I've been saying, look, he's going to come good, because I've watched Sesko very carefully, and everything he does, his touch on the ball is brilliant. His movement is good. It could get better. His composure was what was lacking, but yesterday, that finish, it showed you his composure is getting up to speed, and he himself is getting up to speed. Unfortunately, he had the second chance, which I think he should have buried as well, but you know what? You've let it be. But yeah, anyway, let me just mention another player that he got man of the match, actually. He got man of the match, and deservedly so. I would have given the man of the match as well, and it's Senny Lemons, man. What a player, man. What a goalkeeper we've got on our hands. I'm loving it. I mean, I'm absolutely buzzing. Every time I saw him in goals, catching the ball and falling to the floor, I could breathe again. I could breathe a sense of relief. I was like, whew, okay, we got Senny Lemons in goal. It's not Onana. Let's not worry about it. Let's calm down. Onana's not playing for us anymore. He's not there. And it just felt such a relief that we've got him in goals. And I was talking to someone and he was saying, oh, he's the baby Courtois. He's the next Courtois. And I was like, last night I was thinking, nah, he is better than Courtois. At his age right now, this kid is cooking for Man United in the arguably the most toughest league ever. This is probably the hardest Premier League season you could think of. All the teams are good. There's no team that is shit. You see Wolves drawing against Arsenal. That's the bottom of the league team doing that. You just cannot take anyone for granted in this league. It is absolute madness. But anyway, Senny Lemons, really, really pleased with him. I was buzzing for him. Man of the match, and why not? Why not, man? But anyway, let me return to the news of the day, or the... is it exclusive? I don't think is it. Indy Kaler's mentioned it as well. I bring Indy Kaler up as well. He's mentioned it. He's normally on point as well. There you go. Indy Kaler mentioned it last night. Obviously a bit slower I am, but I had to check around and whatever not. But he came out yesterday actually mentioning this news about United targeting the Dutch superstar. Let me go to the chat before I kind of move on to the next segment of the show. Let me go to the chat and see what you guys feel about Van de Ven. Let me know. Be open with me. Let me know. Number one, do you like him? Number two, do you think he'll fit in? Do you think we even need him? I mean, there is an argument to be had when we've got De Ligt, who's coming back from injury, hopefully, fingers crossed, in maybe a couple of weeks, I think a month, we're being told. If that is the case, and then we've got Lenny Euro, again, a young, massively highly rated centre-back. Can he hopefully step in and become one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League? And then we've got Haven as well. So, and we've got Leacher, by the way. So we have got options in centre-back. So would we go out there and spend, what's he going to be probably worth? Probably 100, probably more, to get Van de Ven. So would it be worth putting all that money in, or would it be more beneficial for United to go and think, right, okay, do you know what? We don't need reinforcements for the centre-back position just yet. But Van de Ven is young, man. He's young. Look, if he was in his late 20s, I'd probably say, okay, look, Van de Ven is 24 years old. His current value, I don't think that's true, but it's about 60 mil on the transfer market, but that's not true. I think that's way, way low. I think he'd be worth a lot more than that. And yeah, I think the problem is that he's in a team which is struggling right now. Tottenham are looking like they might get relegated. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying it. But anyway, let me go to the chat. Let me see what the chat is saying about Van de Ven. and then we will see. Morning, Jim. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've recovered from yesterday's game. Let me know your thoughts on yesterday. Stephanie, hope you're doing well. Hope you guys all enjoyed the game as much as I didn't enjoy the game. I'm going to be very honest with you. I was sat there thinking, thank God I didn't do a watch along, because I would have been effing and blinding on the watch along, and you wouldn't have enjoyed me. You wouldn't have enjoyed my company. Let me put it that way. I would have, because I get really tense. You've seen me when I do watch alongs, and when United are not looking like they're controlling the game, I can't cope with it. I really can't. I see we can on Van de Ven, average defender. His speed is the only plus. If we're spending decent on centre back, get Schlotterbeck. Yeah, he's another one, isn't he? Schlotterbeck is made for the Premier League. Now, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, right? But about 3 years ago, Schlotterbeck, I watched Schlotterbeck play, and I was thinking, this guy's flipping made for the Premier League. He's high, he's like a flipping tank, right? And he's got speed as well. So he's like an all-rounder, and that's a really, really good shout, Hasib. Really good shout. I mean, I was just glazing over Van de Ven news, and I was thinking, yeah, that could be great news. But that is a massive shout. Hats off to you, man. I like Man United fans because I like their football knowledge, and especially on this channel, I like everyone jumping on the chat who kind of brings this to the table. So Hasib, yes, Schlotterbeck could be another option, and I think he'd be a lot cheaper than Van de Ven. I think that's the other thing. Van de Ven, I think, they will try and pull our pants down. Rick, morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had some rest in between having to get up and watch the game, and then, of course, go through the stress of waiting till the end of the game in the was it 78th or 80th minute? I can't remember, but we kind of left it pretty late. But in fact, actually, it was about 70 something minutes. But it's not a good time to score either, is it? You want to score, if you're going to leave it till 1-0, you want to score like last minute or in the 90th minute, and you've just got injury time to play, so you haven't got long to sit out and wait. I just felt like after we scored, I was still not satisfied. I was still worried about bloody Everton just barging themselves in through the goal with the corner kicks that they took, right? Even David Moyes let out his secret plan, his mission. It was all about getting corners and then overloading United's goal penalty area and just getting a goal. What nasty football tactics is that? They didn't deserve to win, man. That is awful. Why are all these teams doing Arteta jobs on United, right? Oh, we were going to try and get a goal from a corner. Screw you guys. Like, go and try and score like normal football teams do, man. Like, why do they use the blueprint of Arsenal? You're not going to succeed, man. Anyway, Sen Lemons did brilliantly there. Kervin, welcome to the channel, mate. Van de Ven isn't the right defender to sign. Speed is not that important. Size and mentality is more important. And we just saw recently Micky lacks the right attitude. That is a question mark on Van de Ven, I must admit. Look, his attitude is a problem. I think he's a decent defender. I think his pace is outstanding as a centre-back. Of course, that's not the only attribute that you should be looking at. But, of course... everything else needs to fall into place as well. I get that. I think with me, his mentality, I think his composure as a centre-back, defensive awareness type thing, I don't think he's got as much as some other defenders do. Like, let's compare him to Leacher, for instance. Yeah, Leacher isn't a huge centre-back. He's not the fastest centre-back either. But what he's got in abundance is the mentality, and he's got the awareness to know where the danger areas are and how to shut them down quickly. So I get that. And yeah, I think that them are the question marks on Van de Ven. For me, the biggest problem for me is, I'm going to be honest with you, if I'm looking at Van de Ven and he's going to cost us, 100 mil? That's kind of being quite... reasonable there. I think he's going to be even more than that, judging Tottenham and the way they do business, even though now the dude who used to run Tottenham has gone off. I can't remember his name now. I can't remember his name, but anyway, you'll know who I'm on about. The bold, miserable dude who used to, the chairman of Tottenham. He's gone, and he used to always, drive a hard bargain with United. So, always very difficult. Rick says you can never have too many proven defenders. Look, I think for me, if Harry Maguire leaves and we're not renewing his contract, which I personally wouldn't. I get he's done a good job, but I feel like he is on his last legs. I feel like, look, this is the last saloon for him. I don't feel like giving him a contract extension will prove useful to United. Because let's be honest, he is going to be on the bench next season if we've got all our defenders fit. But then again, when you've got an emergency, when De Ligt or someone is injured, then what do you do? So I get what you mean. For me personally, I would like at least another option in the centre-back position. I feel like Leacher, again, is someone who is brilliant, but he's started to pick up his injuries, isn't he? This is it. This is when a player starts picking up injuries. The problem is that by the time they work on fixing the injury that they've got, they sometimes weaken another area in their ligaments or their feet and legs, whatever it is, because of them focusing on trying to get. And it's like you breaking your leg or something, right? You break your leg, but you're compensating with the other leg to recover with the leg that's broken. So you end up overusing another part of your leg or something. So that's why I feel like when a player starts getting injured, it's not a good sign. And Leacher now picking up another injury. I know it's just a knock, but it is worrying. And I get what you mean, where you just got to have. In Champions League, you do not want to risk not having any options. And even the best teams, when they lose their number one players in their positions, they struggle. They struggle. No matter who comes, Maguire will still play till 2030. Yeah, look, man, good call. I like that. Maguire. I swear they're gonna have to drag him out of there. I can see images of Maguire holding on to everything, the chairs, the doors everywhere, and people are trying to drag him out of United because he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave. I remember when we had him sold to West Ham, and he was like, "No, I'm not going. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going." You always need someone like Van der Ven and Martinez. Look, injury prone now. It looks injured too soon after the last one. Yep, there you go, Jim. You read my mind, Jim. You read my mind, and you put it down. I didn't reach your chat fast enough, but that's exactly my point. That's exactly it. I mean, great minds think alike. That's what it is. And we've got Leacher now picking up a few injuries, and I feel like it's natural. It's natural. You've seen it in other players and their careers. Once they start picking up injuries, and especially after a major injury, you feel like players then start picking up little niggles here and there, and they never really get back to their full fitness or height that they were playing at before. So, for me, I think, look, Van der Ven is a decent option. Do I feel like he's the only option? No. I think if I had a choice between Schlotterbeck, I would go with Schlotterbeck. I think he is definitely made for the Premier League. I feel like he's cheaper. I don't know why, because I don't know why I'm thinking of the money, because it's not my bloody money, is it? We shouldn't really be thinking like that. But, you could argue Van der Ven is Premier League proven, but he's not really done much this season for Tottenham. He's struggled. He's it's been mentioned before. Look, his mentality is questionable. And I'm sure he's the captain, isn't he? I'm sure he's the captain of Tottenham. Carrick destroying Haven for Maguire. Look, I think Haven came on yesterday. He had a cameo appearance, and he didn't look happy, did he? He didn't look too pleased. But I think what Carrick is doing, I like that. I'm gonna disagree with you there, Luman, because I like the fact that Carrick is protecting the young players. He's come in and he's realised that, look, yes, they want to play. And of course, every young player wants to be playing in the first team. But you've got to protect them, because the moment they get criticised, they're not like the seasoned pros like Harry Maguire, who's like the flipping Terminator, right? You can throw the kitchen sink at him in terms of negative media, and this guy still gets up. He does what Tyson Fury did against Wilder. You know, he got knocked out, and then you think, that's it, he's gone. And then he did the Undertaker thing. Ding! He just got back up again. And that's what Harry Maguire reminds me of. He just gets up. He just gets up, and he's like, you know, you kind of hit him with everything. He's like, bloody this, bloody that, he's shit, he's that, he's this. And then he's just, boom, he gets up, and he's like, what? Did someone say something negative about me? I'm staying at United. I'm not going anywhere, kind of thing. So I think he's got a different, that's what you get with experienced players. I think the youngsters, if you criticise them, it really does have a negative impact on them. So I think he's protecting them. I like that. I do like that. Luman, a one game a week, can't expect much change or rotation. Heaven and Euro got us in the near future. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, I'm excited. When I watch Lenny Euro and Haven, I mean, I'm buzzing, because I'm thinking, shit, these guys are absolute tanks right now. So imagine what they'll be like in another year or two, where they really do just come on in their game and they get more experience under the belt. And that's why, look, it's really important. I keep saying it, that we need to qualify for Champions League football. We need to keep ourselves in other competitions come next season, because that is what you get. That's what gives these players experience. You throw them in them games and they play, and they will. There'll be more games to go around. Right now, like we haven't got any games. There's a huge gap at the end of March till, I think it's like almost an entire month. Where we're not having any games. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy for the players as well. I don't know what they're going to do and how they're going to keep them up to speed, because we've got huge games before and after. We've got Liverpool as well to come. We've got big games coming after. And this run-in right now, I think it's got Crystal Palace, we've got Newcastle, and I can't remember who else we got, man. It's not it's not an easy game. Whatever the games are, I'll bring them up in a minute. I'll bring up the schedule. Bruno was awful last night. Who can do what Bruno does? Just look at the pass to Mbumo did to Sesko for the goal, and there's your answer. Without Bruno missing misplayed passes. Look, I thought our front players were all poor apart from Sesko. I thought they had an off game. Look, Kuna obviously was coming back doing a defensive job as well, and you could argue Mbumo was doing the same. I thought United again were playing within themselves. I think that they need to take the game to the teams. They need to take the game, and I felt like against West Ham and last night, we were kind of respecting the opposition a little bit too much and defending and playing on the back foot, when we should be really taking the games to them and making our attack being our defence. Do you get it? We've got to go more in their face, but we didn't do that. No one talking about Sesko's miss because of his goal. Yeah, I just did. Luman, I just did. I mentioned his second chance. In fact, I think I've got a clip of it somewhere where I'll bring it up if I can. I might get copyrighted, so let me just see. But anyway, Asib, you need a sweeper centre-back against low blocks. Maguire not good with the ball, and also clearing header where bad putting Euro under pressure. Yeah, look, Maguire, he's a last-ditch kind of defender, isn't he? He kind of, you never know what he's going to do. You never know. He always looks like he's rushed. He always looks like he's panicking. He doesn't instill confidence in me, but he gets the job done. I'm not saying he doesn't get the job done, but he just feels to me like he's always panicking. Whether it's heading the ball out, whether it's clearing it, he just seems like he's just panicked. And for me, I don't like that. I want a Sonny Lemons version in centre-back as well. Someone who's just calm, relaxed, composed. The ball comes to him, he just takes care of it. You're just assured and you're just relaxed watching these kind of players play. See, did you see Haven's face when he came on for 30 seconds? Yeah, I saw the face, and that's why I said, look, I don't think he looked too pleased for coming on. He was a bit like, oh yeah, what is this? Like, this is, why am I now being dragged on, kind of thing. But we might be reading too much into it. It might just be that he's bringing on his serious face, right? We don't know. I don't know the guy personally, so we don't know what he looks like when he's pissed off. Yeah, I am out on Maguire anyway. Need to replace him. Leacher on the ball was missed yesterday, but his body might be gone. Can't stay fit. Yeah, Leacher was missed on the ball. He does offer us something different. When he gets the ball at the back, he can play them passes forward that Leniuro neither Maguire can do. For me, I exactly same thing. I was thinking about yesterday. I was thinking, shit, we're actually missing Leacher. We are missing him. Wow, congrats on focusing on the one miss, not the goal that won the game. No one else got near scoring. Yeah, look, do you know what? He missed. I knew. Do you know what? I did think, oh, he's going to score. But when he missed, but then his reaction told everything because he walked off with the ball and he kept it. And I was like, yeah, I'm happy with that. Just bloody keep the ball. I don't give a shit. Do you know what? At times like that, I just want United to play just a tactical game. And they did exactly what I would have done, which was just keep the ball, take it into the bloody corner and keep it there. Keep it there. And then Mazraoui fouling as well, picking up a yellow card. I was like, thank God, well done, mate. That's exactly what I would do. That's exactly what I would be shouting in the crowd. I'd be saying, just effing chop him. Just chop the shit out of him. Just play rough, play dirty, get the win. Who gives a shit if you get a yellow card? And same thing with Bruno. Picked up a yellow card as well near the end, and I was more than happy. I was like, yeah, them kind of yellow cards are worth taking. I would take them all day long because you secure a 3-point win, and that's all you care about. Put the young guys in when they have the best chance to succeed. Yeah, I think. With me, I think you should always put in young players in when you're on top, when you're playing well. And I think that's when you should introduce. Of course, that's not always the case and it's not always possible. Of course, Sesko's been thrown in, you'd argue, in the deep end when we were needing a goal, but he's come up trumps. But yeah, ideally you should be throwing in on the youngsters when you've got the game in control and you're winning, and you can put them on and they can get a positive run out there and they can enjoy themselves. Schlotterbeck is harder to get than Van der Ven. Sorry about the spelling. Really, let me know, Jim, why, because I would have thought he would be easier, but let me know why. Is it because he's been touted by Liverpool and other clubs as well, or do you just feel like it's just going to be difficult for him to be sold by his current club? Jim, why do you think that Spurs will try? Why do you think that Spurs will try their hardest not to sell to us? I felt Schlotterbeck is better and easier to get. Dortmund are selling club, but a lot of big clubs will want him. Yeah, I think immediately when I think about Schlotterbeck, I know that a lot of clubs have been watching him play and have got their scouts there, right, ready to go, and they might have even approached Schlotterbeck and his representatives. I think, look, right now I can think of several major European clubs that need top centre-backs. I'd even argue Real Madrid need centre-backs, right? Real Madrid, look at them. They've been playing makeshift teams, left, right and centre. I mean, they could do with Schlotterbeck. I think you're looking at Liverpool. We know all their problems this season have been caused by Konate and problems in their defence, and even Van Dijk. Look what difference, though, signing a player, a centre-back, makes. Now look at Mark Gui, at City. He's come in, he's slotted right in, and he looks phenomenal. What a player he is. And I've liked him from day one. I've always thought he's a class act, and he's fit into that team, and he's actually given them something that was missing. So for me, absolutely, look, yeah, they're not the most attractive signings. It's not the most headline news, like, United looking to sign a centre-back, but it is still important because if you've got the core of the team right, the rest of the team just falls into place. Rick and Jim are our Maguire and Casemiro. Luman says, well said, Travis and Vikas. Is it Wikas? I think it's Wikas, isn't it? Whisk Axe. Yeah, anyway. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. My kid's granddad got the singing for lemons. He works for Man U. I will be telling him when I see him that people are happy with lemons. My kid's granddad got the singing for lemons. He works for Man United. Well, mate, I'm telling you, for me, I know it's not the most attractive thing to say because, again, he's a goalkeeper and most people don't glaze goalkeepers. But for me, I'm absolutely loving Senny Lemons. I really am. I just can't speak highly of him. Yesterday, even before I realised he's got man of the match, I was raving on about him, saying he's so good at the back. Absolutely brilliant for us. Absolutely brilliant. And he's doing wonders for United just at the back. And I just feel like, yeah, he's doing it. He's going under the radar because he's quiet. He just does his job. No drama, no nothing. You know for a fact that if we had Onana in goals yesterday, forget it. I don't even think about it. I don't even want to mention his name. Just do not want to think about that. Absolutely. Yoro yellow was disgraceful. Got it for yeah. What's all that about? I was raving mad at the screen. I was screaming my head off, saying, "What the f?" as Yoro. But I think Maguire got the yellow, not Yoro. Apparently, Maguire got it. I thought actually Yoro got it, but it was Maguire who got the yellow card for reacting afterwards and pushing over the Everton defender. But look, all their corners were despicable. And I said it, the ref should have cut it out immediately. If he yellow carded one of the Everton defenders or players right early on when they were pushing and shoving right next to Senny Lemons, then it would have been all over with because they would have realised, okay, we can't do that again because we'll get another yellow. But because the ref just allowed that to happen and carried on corner after corner after corner, it was just a shit show. Why would he not put a stop to it and tell him, right, okay, I'm just yellow card him. Just yellow card him and that will put a stop to it. They would stop standing right on top of Senny Lemons. That should not be allowed. The keeper should be protected. The keeper should be one player on corners. That should be no. I think they should introduce some kind of distance. So it should be like you should be at least 5 yards away from the keeper. Personally, that's what I would do because it was disgraceful. The whole tactic was just awful. His name is Tony Cotton. The ref was awful. Signing. Oh, so you're talking about Senny Lemons. My kid's granddad got the signing for Lemons. He works for Man United. I'll be telling him. Well, that is great. I mean, if that is the case, that guy deserves a pat on the back. Take him out for lunch. Give him a treat from all Man United fans and tell him how good of a signing Senny Lemons has been. For me, it's probably up there as one of the best signings in the summer. I know many of us will say, Mbumo, maybe Sesko, and even Kuna. But for me, I'm boring and I like solid players. And for me, that was one position. I'd argue that he's won us more games than anybody else on the team right now. There's so many times where he's made these major saves. Even yesterday, he made, I think it was Keane who took the shot, and it was a phenomenal save by Senny Lemons. This young kid, he's young, by the way, he is going to be an absolute beast of a goalkeeper. I just hope that he carries on and on and on, and United don't get into this mindset of, oh, maybe we sell him. Even, I get this feeling that another major team's going to come in for him. That's how good he is. I feel like, the Real Madrids and Barca's, they'll all be watching. They'll all be looking at him thinking, shit, this guy's the bee's knees. He's going to be one of the best goalkeepers in years to come. In years to come, he will be massive. So really, really pleased with him. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. It's longer than I actually scheduled for. I thought it's going to be a nice short show, but it's gone on a bit longer. And the next couple of games, actually, before I go, let me just quickly look at the schedule. So we've got, these are the games, right? They're not easy games. We've got Crystal Palace at home. I'd argue, okay, that is something that we should be looking to win. Then we've got Newcastle away. That's a major game. Massive game. And then we've got Aston Villa at home. And that's that's another huge clash because, you know, if Villa by that time, maybe they've dropped some more points, it will be for third place, right? Let's hope we are discussing that. And we are at that point thinking third place. Right now, Michael Carrick is up in the 80th percentile for his win rate. That is sensational for any manager. Of course, obviously, he's only had a few games, but that is brilliant record so far. I'm just hoping that we can go and do a job against Crystal Palace. And Newcastle is worrying me. It's worrying me, but I'm not trying to look that far ahead. But it's very difficult not to, because you start at this stage looking at all the fixtures, thinking, right, okay, where are we going to possibly pick up points and where we might end up losing points. It's not easy. It's not easy. Lemons is class. Finally, a clean sheet. Yeah, should be 2 wins at home at James would be tricky. Yeah, St. James's would be tricky. I think Villa will be a tricky game, man. I think we've got the players to. I think we do better against teams that come out and attack us. So that's why I look at Newcastle and I think at Aston Villa and I think, well, do you know what? We're better when teams come and attack us. So, yeah, the tricky one could be Crystal Palace for all we know. We don't know this, but Newcastle, they were really impressive against City. I really thought, right, they're going to come out and do a job on City. And that was, for me, a worrying sign, knowing that we're going to be playing them. So, let's hope we can just continue with the current form. Carrick is being asked questions. He is being asked questions, and so far he is getting the luck on his side. I'm just hoping that we can continue. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. It's been a massive, great show. I love doing these morning shows as well. I want to say a big thank you to everybody who's come online and dropped the chats on here. Just a huge thank you to the moderators as well. Appreciate you like always. And we go again, guys. Crystal Palace on the weekend. I'm looking forward to it already. It's a home game. I'm going to probably be travelling down and watching it live because why not, right? The weather's getting better. The sun's coming out and it's just going to be an enjoyable day out there. I'll try and give you some interviews if I can there. I'll see, actually. I'll see. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to wait and see what the plans are for the weekend. But anyway, take it easy and I'll be back with another show as soon as I can. Thanks very much.